Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Lalit Doshi Memorial Foundation, I extend to you a very warm welcome. We are gathered here for the annual Lalit Doshi Memorial Lecture. Today's lecture will be the 21st in the lecture series. I request all of you to kindly switch off your mobile phones, or you may at least put them on silent mode, please. Thank you. The annual Lalit Doshi Memorial Lecture is held in memory of Lalit Doshi, IAS, who, at the age of 51, passed away very suddenly while participating in the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland in January 1994. I will now introduce to you the distinguished persons on the dais today. From the far end, who will be joining us, Dr. Bhushan Gagarani, CEO, Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, that's MIDC. Mrs. Pratima L. Doshi, Chairperson of the Foundation. Mr. Arun Bongirwar, Trustee of the Foundation and former Chief Secretary to Government of Maharashtra. Mr. Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister of India, is our honored guest and speaker today. Mr. Swadhin Kshatriya, Chief Secretary, Government of Maharashtra, will preside over the function. Mr. B.P. Bam, retired IPS officer and a trustee of the Foundation, and Mr. Bharat Doshi, trustee of the Foundation. Mrs. Hemal Asher, daughter of late Lalit and Mrs. Pratima Doshi, will greet our chief guest, Mr. Ajit Doval, with flowers.
Oh. Thank you.
Mr. Arun Bongirwar will now deliver the welcome address.
It is 6 p.m. today, and as usual, we start our 21st lecture at this time. At the outset, let us give a round of applause for our chief speaker today for the excellent Naga Accord, which was signed yesterday at Delhi. When I met him, he was telling me it was pending for 18 years. I don't know how many of you know that, but therefore we are extremely lucky in a way that the accord was signed yesterday and not today. When this lecture series was arranged, many people asked me, how did you get such an important man for this lecture? Are you not afraid that it will be cancelled at the 11th hour? I said all that is taken into account, but the way we get such important speakers is to first reach him with a request on behalf of the foundation that he should deliver the inaugural address. When we explained to him about Lalit Doshi, if he already doesn't know, half the battle is won. And when we show him this list of guest speakers that we have been getting for last 20 years, he said, on what date you want us to come? That is the way we have been getting our speakers. So it is to the credit of Mr. Lalit Doshi and also to the kindness of Mr. Doval that he has agreed to come here after, in spite of such a busy schedule.
Absolutely nothing.
We are all extremely lucky to have such a distinguished gathering and friends and admirers of Lalit Doshi who come in large number. Today even the balcony is overflowing, and that was expected. And I am sure all of you who have come in such large numbers will enjoy the lecture series given by him. We in the foundation do the basic tasks that are given to us, We do an elocution competition in Xavier's College where he was there. We have an education competition in his school and this Lalit Doshi Memorial Lecture. I don't want to stand for a very long time between you and the guest speaker. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bongirwar. I will now request Mr. B.P. Bam to introduce to us our speaker today, Mr. Ajit Doval.
I have the honor of introducing today's speaker, Mr. Ajit Doval. I distinctly remember the first day I met him. It was 30 years back. From the uniform services, I had found myself on a desk job in the IB headquarters. In the executive police, I was following a simple rule that read and write only when you must. There I was immersed in files and papers, and daily the waves would come. And I was trying to understand what this is all about. Finally, I could find out something which I felt is important from the point of view of intelligence. So I went and told my boss. He appreciated my efforts. He said, Mr. Ajit Doval is dealing with this, you please go and meet him. I felt honored because Mr. Doval was already a celebrity by then. In intelligence bureau or any intelligence service for that, you are noticed only if you make blunders. But he changed that order, and he was noticed for whatever good work he was doing. And he created a record by getting the Indian Police Medal in the 6 years of service. The qualifying rule was 17 years. And when I had discussion with him, I realized that what I had found was important, yes, but it was only a small piece of a giant big saw puzzle he was working on. Just a small piece. And then I found that he was very much interested in what he was doing, and he was handling several jigsaw puzzles at the same time with the pieces jumbled together. And he was in the operations, and I was on the headquarters side. I was in the IB headquarters, then SIB headquarters in Bhopal, and then Bombay. So operations we were also doing, but we used to meet very irregularly, and the time gap used to be very long. But whenever I met him, there was some cause to celebrate. And he fed us excellent lunches, I tell you. I don't know how he keeps his fitness and figure even now. So he would be there everywhere. Wherever he worked, he would go and mix with the underground, the insurgent groups, terrorists, extremists, whatever it was. Whether it was in the northeast, border of Burma, border of China, the cold of Kashmir, the heat of Punjab, everywhere, he would mix with the locals, and especially those who did not want the government anywhere near them. And I remember when he was awarded the Kriti Chakra, I was thrilled to hear from others what he had done. He has diffused a situation where the bullets were already being exchanged, he could go walk into the den of those people and he could convince them that it is in their interest and in the interest of their cause to surrender. And a major violent incident was avoided. I was really thrilled. And later I met him in his office, London High Commission. I remember at that time he had some time, so I was trying to bring the topic again and again on his Kriti Chakra and all this. He wanted to avoid that. So, you know, he started praising my suit, new suit which I had stitched. And after some time I realized he was giving me a hint that this Kriti Chakra and all is just a new suit. This time it is funded by the government. A person who is regularly involved with situations which are dangerous. I know, I was in the uniformed police, I have seen the army operations also. Yes, it requires a lot of courage to, when the skirmishes start, to lead your company, your platoon, your battalion into battle, a lot of courage is required. Even the policemen, I see a lot of them here before me, when they have to face a violent mob with just handful of men with them, yes, it requires a lot of courage. But going and staying with them, the risk of your being exposed and killed all along. So he had become habituated to this. This was nothing for him. Sir, I really take this opportunity to salute you. For the number of times you have challenged death, but you are not noticed. And you are playing hide and seek with death for long periods, staying with the persons. But the wonderful thing was, they communicated with him, they welcomed him, and he debated, he convinced them and converted them to the path of peace and progress. This is wonderful. This Naga Accord is one of the examples of what he has done. Not only that, earlier the Mizo, then in Kashmir, the fellows who were influenced by the enemies, so-called enemies, they turned against them because of, he looks very simple, but he is something really wonderful. You know, as much as I knew him, I wanted to risk keeping him as my role model. But in mountaineering, you can't have the Sherpas as your role model because the skill is in their blood. So I decided to join the fan club and remain a fan of his, which still I am. We are very happy that he headed the Intelligence Bureau. Before retirement, he retired as the Director Intelligence Bureau. There are many obstacles in reaching the chair, but we are very happy that he retired as Director Intelligence Bureau, and after retirement, he took up his pursuit of real intelligence, not the intelligence in the parlance of IB. And he could mix very easily with all those scholars. He could debate with them, he could have a dialogue with them, and he established a foundation, Vivekananda International Foundation. His blog and that foundation site is really worth visiting, because you will find some original ideas about intelligence, governance, everything. And today, he has selected a very excellent topic to interact with you. It is state security, the statecraft, and conflict of values. You see, the state has to contend with enemies across the border, enemies within also, and history has proved time and again that excessive compassion, excessive lenience are very dangerous for the security of the state. Security of the state is not just the security of the rulers. If the general public is not safe, the rulers will never be safe. But then, how do you deal with the enemies? Unless you use the rod. And he had that excellent timing of knowing when a dialogue will do and when the punitive arm should come forth. It is very good that he has been selected for this job of National Security Advisor. It's a great thing. And he slid into this job very easily because he had kept abreast with all the history that had taken place, a very volatile presence, and he has the courage to work for the vision, for the future, and lay down the path for it. I am sure he will be a source of inspiration. A lot of people are drawn to the civil services, police service. But looking at him, even if a few are attracted to a job which doesn't have any glamour, somebody has to take the role of a root. Where will the fruit and flowers come from? We are grateful to you, sir, to agree to go underground and support the whole system. Thank you.
Today's chairman of the function, Mr. Swatin Kshatriya, the Chief Secretary to Government of Maharashtra, will now deliver his remarks.
Respected National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Ajit Doval, former Chief Secretary, Mr. Bongirwar, Mr. Bam, Mr. Bashi, Madam Pratima Doshi, Bhushan Gagrani, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I remember exactly a year ago, I came and presided over this function and this program. But I must confess that since it was only a few days after taking over as a Chief Secretary, I sat through the program, but I was really absent-minded. And I was wondering what huge responsibilities and challenges are going to face me. Today when I came here, I realized that if I have survived 1 year by coming here to this program, I will probably survive another 1 year. So with that, I would like to first pay my tribute to late Shri Lalit Doshi, and also appreciate the efforts being made by the trustees of the Lalit Doshi Memorial Foundation. I have not had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Lalit Doshi during the service, but from all accounts that I hear, everyone is unanimous about what a fine person he was. Not only was an outstanding officer, but also an outstanding human being. very positive in life, helpful to others, and trying to solve problems for others. And I think he can be a role model for many of us. And I incidentally discovered from the small note that I was reading through that I share at least one thing common to him, is that I have also studied in St. Xavier's College probably 20 years after him. Well, as was pointed out, Mr. Ajit Doval is an omnipotent person. Some of my colleagues are sitting here. It's only a few days ago when he was here guiding us, and I was very surprised to see that not only has he successfully sealed the accord with Naga, but also come back here today immediately to speak anything on the difficult subject of state security, statecraft, and conflict of values. I'm not even going to attempt, because it will amount to blasphemy before a person who knows the subject so well. So I'm sure that all of us are looking keenly to the address by Mr. Ajit Doval, and I also would like to, as Mr. Baum said, really salute him for all the services that he has done for the country. Thank you very much.
The Lalit Doshi Memorial Award. Late Mr. Lalit Doshi, an IAS officer of the Maharashtra Cadre, had an outstanding career spanning over 26 years at the state and the centre. At one stage in his career, Mr. Lalit Doshi was Chief Executive Officer of MIDC from June 1979 to May 1982. He played a crucial role in the industrialization of backward areas of Maharashtra by promoting industrial estates in these regions. In Lalit's memory, the foundation has instituted, jointly with MIDC, the Lalit Doshi Memorial Award for small and medium enterprises located in MIDC area of Maharashtra. The award carries a citation and a cash amount. The selection panel. Members of the selection panel were Mr. Arun Bongirwar, former Chief Secretary, Government of Maharashtra and trustee of the Lalit Doshi Memorial Foundation, Mr. A.D. Mahajan, technical expert and advisor, and Mr. Praveen Deshmukh, Joint Director of Industries, Aurangabad. The selection process. For this year's award, the units in Aurangabad region were considered. In selecting the best performing unit for the award, various parameters such as the financial performance, promoter's background, technology involved, among others, were considered. The details of the award-winning units are published in the Lalit Doshi Memorial Award brochure, published by MIDC and distributed this evening. Based on the criteria mentioned earlier, for the year 2014-2015, the first award is given jointly to Arts Watermatics Private Limited, Parbhani, and Pawan Precision, Aurangabad. Arts Watermatics Private Limited manufacture drip and micro-irrigation systems, and Pawan Precision manufacture die springs and standard engineering products. I now request Mr. Bhalchandra Pedgaonkar of Arts Watermatics and Mr. Jaju of Pawan Precision to come and receive the award from Mr. Ajit Doval. Award winners are requested to stay on the side of the dais for a joint photograph with the chief guest.
Just stay on the stage.
Please stay there. Yes. The panel also voted for an additional second award, which also goes jointly to Jyotirling Industries Aurangabad and Aditya Industries Latur. Jyotirling Industries manufacture hydraulic fixtures and Aditya Industries are engaged in processing of pulses. I now request Mr. Ramchandra Patil of Jyotirling Industries and Mr. Gangadhar Dhoot of Aditya Industries to come and receive the award. We request Mr. A.D. Mahajan, technical expert and advisor, to come and join the award winners for a photograph, please. These are all the award winners. Let's give them a warm round of applause, please. Congratulations. Thank you.